This is Frank Islam, Chairman and CEO of FY Investment Group, and your host of Washington Calling, where we interview leading voices from business and politics and journalists and explore the topics that impact you, the viewer. Today, our guest is Sunil Prasad. Born in India, has had university education in Bihar and Orissa, very nice places. And Sunil Prasad has worked in the Brussels-based world's largest trade union organization, the International Trade Union Confederation, ITUC, right, Sunil?
Correct. Correct.
Formerly the International Consideration of Free Trade Union since 1986. While he traveled, Sunil Prasad was the only Asian expert employed in the ITUC. In the ITUC, he was Director for Asia and Pacific and the Commonwealth Affairs Desk. He's the founder Secretary General of Europe India Chamber of Commerce. His resume is about a mile long. He has so let me ask you the question, and thank you for coming to our show. Welcome to our show.
Thank you for having me.
Let me ask you my first question.
Hmm.
You are the founding Secretary General of the Brussels-based Europe India Chamber of Commerce.
Yes,
Which
please.
is a true statement. The trade tie between the US and India and the EU and India, so much in the news these days. How do you see their dynamics in the disruptive Trump tariff era? And by the way, before you answer my question, what do you think of the Modi's visit to France? Do you think it's going to come out something very nice and very positive?
I think, Modi, wherever he goes in Europe, Modi is always a rock star welcome he gets in Europe.
He's a rock star.
Rock star welcome. To be very, you'll be very surprised to know that Modi is more popular in all the 27 EU countries than their leader themselves.
Oh my goodness.
Can you believe that? And also, there's something extraordinary that India has developed with all the 27 EU countries, separate bilateral relations, both political and bilateral relations.
Is that your wife on the background?
Yes, please. Yes, please. This is my wife.
How
Yes,
are
please.
you?
Hello.
How are you? Good to see you.
Good. How about you?
Thank you.
Very nice. Thank you very
Thank
much. You live in Brussels, and I have been to Belgium many times.
Okay.
Please do come next time. You come. You're most welcome. Please.
Yes.
Yeah.
My wife is a Dutch American.
Oh, I see.
Okay.
Okay.
So as a result of that, I go to Brussels and Belgium all the time. Anyway, go ahead.
And what has happened now, I will just take you back to New Delhi and what happened in February. The European Union President, European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen, she went to New Delhi with 27 EU commissioners. This was the first time in the history of the European Union that the whole commission went to New Delhi to meet Prime Minister Modi. That was in February. And that was happening during the time when European Union and India saw what is happening in America, Trump's policy. It was slowly unfolding.
I agree.
Yeah, slowly unfolding. So they thought that we cannot live in limbo. So European Union went to New Delhi. They decided that, look, we have to have a relationship which is completely par excellence. And this is the reason that, as you may have seen, that only on the 17th of February, European Union came out with a new strategy on India, which is completely unprecedented. It has never been any history of the European Union. No country has this type of relationship which India has now with the European Union.
You're employee of Indian services?
No, not at all.
So you are independent?
Completely independent. I don't take even €1 from anyone. No donation also. No donation also.
No donation?
No donation at all.
So who pays your salary?
I'm a pensioner now. You see what happened? What happened, Frank? That you know, U.S.-India relationship developed during the last 30 years.
I
Both,
agree. I
yeah,
agree. And Trump tariff, he's a total idiot and jerk.
yeah, absolutely. That what happened that particularly during the President Obama's time,
Right. I went with Obama to India.
Oh, US. Okay. So this relationship really blossomed that time. Both Indian and American leadership, they invested in future.
Right.
And they were so right. And now everything has gone absolutely astray.
Down
It's
the
very
drain.
unfortunate, very unfortunate. But I can tell,
Very.
very unfortunate. But things can't work like that. India has learned a lesson, and I think India has learned a lesson very hard. Don't put all your eggs in one
In one
basket.
basket.
India has learned a lesson, and the another thing is that maybe America thinks that it can contain China without India, but I can tell you, China cannot be contained. China, it is completely different ball game now.
Yeah.
China, so long for the last 25, 30 years, India was used by America to contain China, and China's global ambitions were very much crippled by US-India relations. But that, for the last 6 months, that has gone completely astray. Now,
So let me ask you this question.
yes.
The recent adoption by the European Commission of a new EU-India strategy to boost defense and security ties with India comes in the backdrop of escalating tension with the US and tariffs and other issues. Is it a late realization by the EU of the pivotal role of India playing the role of balancing power in the rapidly shifting global geopolitics?
In fact, it is, I will again go back about 5 years ago when under the Trump's first presidency,
When he was the first president.
Yeah, Indo-Pacific policy was put into place. In the Indo-Pacific policy, it was Asia policy, then it came to Indo-Pacific policy. That was the time when Trump thought that let us use India to contain China. That did not happen. Now,
Right.
Now, European Union is also in trouble because European Union wants to decouple its economy from China. It is finding absolutely difficult because China's ideology and European Union's policy, principles, and values, they don't match anywhere.
Why is that?
Why? Because it's completely because you don't know how much China has infiltrated into Europe's think tanks and everywhere. The whole Europe is under Chinese spying. Whole Europe, all the institutions. Yes, absolutely. And this is not only in Europe; it is in America too.
Well, in America you probably are right.
It's America. So this is one of the reasons, Frank, that European Union found that India is the most ideal partner. And one of the reasons of the new strategy that you just mentioned, because the elements of the EU strategy on India provides the policy framework for EU's deeper and broader engagement with India over the coming years. In fact, this strategy is about unlocking the power and potentials of strategic partnership. This strategic partnership between European Union and India, it was signed in 2004 in Den Haag, Netherlands. Now, since 2004, for the last 21 years now, one may say that India and European Union have developed a strategic relationship, which is absolutely par excellence, everything. But in my view, it is still, very strong and rhetoric, but very, but in low substance, I must say, because it has low substance. It has taken almost 70 years to negotiate a free trade agreement, and that too is not complete.
It takes a long time.
Oh,
There
it's
seems
long.
to be,
Yeah.
The
Trade
same
is a complex issue, true. But at the same time, both have. But now it will be done. I can tell you that within 3 months, both India and EU are going to sign the free trade agreement, irrespective of what happens. Because
irrespective of what Trump's tariff
yes,
plays
yes.
important. Okay.
Absolutely, it will be done, because the reason is that it is a necessity for European Union to reach to India, and it is India's necessity to come to European Union.
That makes sense. There seems to be clear disagreement with India on the purchase of Russian oil.
Yeah.
I want to talk to you about that.
Yes,
Which
please.
has even led President Trump to impose tariffs on India. But the EU is also a consumer of the refined Russian oil product that purchases from India because it is cheap.
Yeah.
Is there kind of contradiction in their belief and practices, sir?
Yes, absolutely. You see that, the why you're talking only about European Union buying energy from Russia. It is America also which buys a lot of yeah. So it is completely contradictory. India is being punished. Weeping boy. India has become like a weeping boy for America now, because Trump doesn't have the capacity to discipline President Xi. So say he thought that India's prime minister is a good friend. Let me try to handle him, but he has not been able to handle him properly. So the consequences, you will see what happens now. But yes, it is true. India's energy needs is enormous. India wants to become 5 trillion economy in 2 years' time.
Do you think it will happen?
Oh, it will happen. It will happen. Because, I have been following Indian development for the last 35 years closely. I can say the type of nationalism that has developed in India, that will make India great. What happened after the Second World War in Japan, the same thing is happening in India, same ideology, same thinking, that let us make India great again. This is what's happening in India now. So, and that India has developed its own microchip, which will be in the market, which is called Vikram. So India is doing its, of its own. So coming back to the Russian oil, of course, India is one of the largest,
why do they purchase the Russian oil, but they can buy the oil from the United States?
But that will be very expensive.
Yeah,
Because,
that's also true.
But do you know that the 1 per barrel Russian oil goes to about $555, whereas if it goes to America, it will be 70 billion. 70
Oh
billion.
my goodness.
Of course. But you see the distance also between Russia and India.
That makes sense.
Geographically. And also what happens that India does not buy the oil. It buys and it refines in India, sells to European Union. European Union is the largest buyer, not only from Russia, but also from India.
From India as well.
From India as well, because Europe also needs energy. And there are many countries in the European Union like Hungary and Slovenia who directly get energy supply from Russia. So in fact, Frank, there is a completely vertical split in the European Union about buying energy from Russia.
So let me get back to the question. Both the EU as well as the US also realize if they do not engage with India, other powers like China and Russia will fill that gap. How do you see this from your personal point of view?
I think Russia is a tested friend of India. It has stood with India all the time. It has stood by India, with India, and in India. In India means, the Hindi Rusi bhai bhai. This phrase has lived long in Russia and also in India. And it is absurd to think that another country will fill the gap. No, it is not going to be. Each country, what you say in Mafad, it goes in the interest of Mafad. Though economic interest makes all the changes, and also it establishes the relationship between two countries and two nations or two people. So this is exactly what's going to happen. But at the same time, India has diversified its energy needs from Russia. It is buying from other countries, and slowly and I'm very hopeful that in coming months, India will be buying energy from other countries. But at the same time, this Ukraine war, Frank, it has completely devastated the economy of Europe.
That's
There is
also true.
no
That's a true
there is
statement.
no appetite in Europe to fund this war anymore.
Yeah. Or we try to fund it and we spend billions of dollars that got nowhere.
Yeah, yeah. There is absolutely no appetite. But at the same time, I should not be taken wrong. But Russia also has to understand one thing, that it started with a special military operation, and this special military operation doesn't go more than 3 days, 3 weeks, or 3 months. It has gone 3.5 months, and this has exposed Russia's military capability, and arms.
So Russia doesn't have any capability and capacity.
For the last 3.5 years, how
Yeah,
can
they
you
do not.
do it?
What do you think of Putin?
Putin, he's a maverick, and
He's what?
maverick.
Yeah, he's maverick. Yeah.
He's maverick, but he knows the pulse of Europe. He knows the pulse of the people. But one thing I can tell you, that if he becomes a friend, he remains a friend. Contrary to what happens, he remains a friend. See the friendship between India and Russia. In spite of all the odds, still Russia is one of the most tasted partners for India, come what may. Even if, during the last 30 years, even if America tried to take away India from Russia, India was very reluctant to do that. India thought, no, Russia is a tasted friend and we will not be ditching Russia. And Russia will not be ditched. Russia will remain India's friend. And it was
So,
good also. Now we have seen what happened, when Trump came to power. Now, think of a situation where Russia and India were not friends today. What would happen to Indian economy?
right.
Can you?
That's a true statement. That's a good point you made. Especially the Trump's tariff is not helping us.
Oh, Trump's tariff. Can you believe Trump has become the elephant in the room? Everywhere you go, you discuss any issue. Even if you discuss weather, Trump comes into the issue
That's a
because
good way to
he's
put it.
absolutely, he's the elephant in the room now. But the mindless, the way that he has completely changed the balance of trade all over the world. It has it unprecedented. Let me tell you,
Yeah, it is. It is. It is. I
unpre-
agree with you. One
you
of
know
the
the
great
deft, you know
one
the
of the
deft
great failings
American,
in the Euro in the
yeah,
EU-India partnership has been Europe's tendency to preach India on the matters such as human rights. And that's a
yeah,
probably true statement. Human rights is a
yeah,
violation. Whereas in practice, Brussels provide financial support to authoritarian regimes such as Africa, Middle East, and Asia to safeguard its own interests.
yeah,
How do you look at this double standards, Sunil?
yeah. Yes, the European Union. It is not only the human right violation. I have been raising this issue with the European Union for the last several years, and I have tried to educate the European parliamentarians here that these human right issues, you are not helping, but you are interfering into other countries' internal problem. Don't do that, because this is going to hurt you. You know, there are many countries in Africa, many countries, all the dictators, many dictators in Africa. European Union has been doing business with them. You know the reason why European Union is doing? Because European Union is crippled by China's influence in Africa. you know that BRI, under the BRI, Belt and Road Initiative, China has almost gone to each, all the countries of the Africa by giving loans, soft loans, making roads, infrastructure development. And European Union, could have thought this much earlier.
Yeah,
They did
that's
not
they do have thought about it earlier, but
much,
the,
and now they are doing it now, irrespective of what type of
but there are
government.
some human right violations in India. There's no question about that.
Yes.
Do you agree with me?
No, there are, there is hardly any country where human right violation doesn't take place.
Yeah.
Now tell me one country where there is no human right violation in the world. Tell me one country.
America.
Yeah, it's you see that, each country has its own problem, internal problem, but don't play with the internal problem of the country, because
Yeah,
it
that's
doesn't
a true
help.
statement. That is true.
Internal problem.
So
So,
what do you think? Are you optimistic about EU-India free trade agreement having been negotiated for years, being signed this year?
I'm fully confident. I can tell you that within 3 months it is going to be signed. Although it has taken almost 17 years to discuss this agreement. Out of the 23 chapters, they have already completed 16 chapters. Last meeting was held in New Delhi in last month. Again, next month, they are going to have the new meeting in Brussels. Commerce Minister Piyush Goyal will be here for 5 days. They are going to decide many other issues, because there is a pressure from EU leadership, and also there is a pressure from New Delhi that you must complete the negotiation. And also the reason why European Union is keen to finalize the deal.
And who's Piyush Goyal? Who's Piyush Goyal? He's a commerce minister?
Yes, he's Commerce Minister of India.
That's what I thought.
Yeah. One of the reasons why European Union is so keen to sign the agreement, because it took India and Britain to sign the free trade agreement. Negotiation took only 3 years, whereas with European Union, it has taken 17 years.
Oh my goodness.
Absolutely, because there is a structural problem in the European Union, because the agreement will have to go to 27 countries. Their parliament has to approve it. Then it comes to Brussels. Then Brussels will approve it. So ratification takes a lot of time. So India-Britain free trade agreement has become, in fact, a benchmark for European Union India to conclude this. And they are going in the right direction. And I can tell you with a lot of, confidence and knowledge that they are going to sign the agreement.
How do you like to live in Belgium? How do you like it?
In fact, I'm still an Indian passport holder.
Oh, you are?
Yes.
I've been born in the United States, so I do not know much about India.
Yeah. I'm still a passport holder, Indian passport holder, and I've been living here for the last 30 years, because I've lived in Geneva also. So
you live in Geneva as well?
Yeah, because I have done my International Institute of Labor Studies from ILO Geneva.
Oh my goodness.
So from there, I came to Brussels, and of course, I'm there. And why I left my job? I could have continued.
Which job did you have in India?
No. I was working here in the ITUC. I left the job because that time, in US, you have a lot of lobby organizations which work.
That's also true.
For other countries. But in Brussels, India did not have any lobby organization. So I resigned from my job. I opened up this European Chamber of Commerce as and this organization has been pretty successful in doing lobbying work for Indian business interests. It is not only for India alone.
Have the lobbying? Yeah? How many people do you have for lobbying?
Oh, there are about 4 or 5 persons who are about 7 persons who do the work, but our lobbying work is completely different from other lobby organizations.
Why is that?
Why? Because we are a trade body.
Oh, you're a trade body.
Because we are not a lobby organization, we are a trade body.
What part of India are you from? You're from Bihar or Orissa?
From Jamshedpur, Bihar.
I know where Jamshedpur is. I've never been to it. I do not know much about India.
Yeah, Jharkhand, Jamshedpur.
Yeah.
Mm.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Prasad. And by the way, if I do come to out to Belgium, I will come to see you.
Please do come. And let me also give you one piece of information that today European Union and India, they are not only strategic partners, they are going to be more than strategic partners soon, because there is one common factor which is called Trump. And that
Trump is
that
in the,
that yeah, that Trump common factor is forcing both European Union and India to come together and see what is happening. But India also must see beyond Trump now. It is
that's
time
true.
for
That is a
India.
true statement.
It is time for India to see beyond Trump. And Trump is not. But Frank, I hope you don't take me wrong. That we have to understand all countries have taken American market for granted. That
That is
was
a true statement, and they should never take the market for granted.
granted. And this
Ever,
is what
ever.
India also did. India also did the market for granted, which is absolute. EU India trade is about $125 billion.
Did you
125.
know that Trump put a H-1B visa to get
Yes, I know. I
hundred
know.
thousand dollar
Per person,
per person? That's a
per
lot of money.
lot of money. It is. Do you know what will happen? Because many companies, they won't get people from India to work, because that will be too expensive for them. So,
That is a
so,
true statement.
so they will open shops in India now.
They should, and that's how we're gonna get it done.
Mm.
Thank you very much, Sunil,
Yeah.
for your wonderful uh, interview. And this is Frank Islam wishing you a great week, and thank you very much.